find
Well,
sources, all our
like-
sources first.
Yeah, like you have to do research first. Because,
So
like,
yeah, let's find all our sources that she says are required.
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like we should start with that first. Like we can break apart who finds what.
All right, one scholarly book. I think all of us can reasonably find one scholarly book. Right? We have JSTOR. We have the George Mason Library. Right? 2 Supreme Court cases. Does anyone want to find Supreme Court cases?
Sure.
Two Supreme Court cases.
It's one per person, right?
Does it, like, I mean, if one person wants to do the 2, and
Yeah,
then
I'm
the
actually
other 2
really
people
confused.
tackle the law review and law journal articles.
Yeah, we can split it up.
Okay.
Because I imagine, I'm not sure, but I think a Supreme Court, 2 Supreme Court cases is a little bit more than a single article, like law article.
Yeah.
But at the same time, having it split 3 and 4 with what's it called? It would
Ultimately, all
increase
we're
it.
doing here is just looking for them, but we all have to read all of them, so we know.
Yeah, obviously we all have to read all of them, but I'm saying, like, let's say we all find one scholarly book, and let's say
You
he
want 3
finds.
scholarly?
Well, I mean, we'll just pick which one we like the best based off of that.
Oh, okay. So that's what you're saying. Okay.
And then 2 U.S. Supreme Court cases, right? If Daniel wants to do that, and then you and I, we split the 7 law review and law journal articles, because I imagine Supreme Court cases aren't necessarily easy, but they're not super hard. And if he doesn't have to tackle the law review and the articles and stuff like that, then he can just focus on those court cases, and he can stay with that, and he can, you know what I'm saying, focus those things down, which I imagine he can do. with
Here's
his main-
my question though: the Supreme Court cases, do they have to be in line with ours? And
I
how do
imagine
we?
they have to be relevant to
Yeah,
our-
that's-
what's
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like,
Let me
okay.
read. What do we? Like, what's our question? Problems might be encountered in the process of implementing this decision. Factual discoveries indicate what questions would pose, what data would be relevant, and how you would gather this information.
I think it just means any court case that relates to ours, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
This
thinking.
is
That's what I'm reading right
It
now.
says indicate what questions you would pose, what data would be relevant, how you know what I'm saying? We're worried about relevant data.
I think it's like maybe like a mock. It says an empirical investigation. But I'm thinking it's like a mock way of saying how we would answer all of this. Analyze the institution's governance likely to impact the decision. Yeah, it's just like background information, really. I think we should be fine. So we just start with research, yeah, for sure. Make a
So I think
thesis.
we all have to start with research.
Yeah, make a thesis. Each of us come back and pick the best one.
So research, thesis, then we're splitting the
Okay, what are we gonna have by like next week? Because that's when our first date is.
what do we have to have by next week?
That's what we got. That's what our team plan is.
Like by next week, honestly, I think we should all have a book and a thesis, not a thesis, a book and at least 1 or 2. In his case, 1. Our case, probably 2. What's it called? Articles, right?
Our case is more than 2.
No, because we have to have 7 total.
Yeah.
2 Supreme Court cases and then 1 book.
Yeah.
We all
Let's get
agreed-
a.
We all
yeah.
agreed on 1 book. We said he agreed to tackle the cases, and then you and I are splitting up the articles.
So do you want to do 4 or 3? Because it's.
Yeah, probably. Because you're the scribe. I've been speaking here.
Okay.
What's it called? But like, just 2 each for next week. Maybe. I mean, it really depends on this is due. Right?
Yeah, I don't know
And they,
when this is.
and the ones that we find, they don't have to be like, this is the one that we're going to have. No.
Let me write
What's
this
it
down.
called?
Okay.
But we can have
One.
saying,
Research.
some relevant data.
All sources. Week 2. We said we wanted our thesis
calling
statement. And plus begin writing. And
I
week
can't
3.
pause. It's gonna have to like, it's just gonna have to run. Alright, anyways, keep going.
Okay, so let me get this thing. Week 1, we're doing research, finding all our sources. We get that right. Then week 2, we're